Simplify. So, why is simplifying an important component to getting things done? Before we start, let's review what we've done so far. Collect, get stuff out of your head into as few places as possible. Process, quickly triage what stuff you need to do or can delete, delegate, file, and so on. Plan, figure out what's really important, your big rocks. Do, have super focused sprints and strategic rest. Review, ask yourself, how'd you do? And today, simplify. Complexity wastes time. Think about trying to get a piece of electronics to work where the manual is just hard to understand. A waste of time. When you have complexity in life and work, things just take longer and take more energy to do. Most activity is noise. It's more busyness than business when it comes to work. Eliminate those to do what's important. When you have too much going on, you can create mistakes. You can forget things. You can do the wrong things. All of these are very costly in terms of time and in your performance at work. So, what are 3 concepts to simplify? Here are the 3 key ideas. Eliminate. Focus on the biggest value. Batch small tasks. Eliminate. Review the projects and tasks currently on your plate and try to cut the total number in half. This can be extremely hard. We often have so many interests, or we feel that people impose lots of things for us to work on. But let's try a few exercises to cut these down. Ask yourself some of these questions as you go over your tasks or projects. Is it essential to my goals? This is not just your personal goals, but also at work. Look at every project ruthlessly and ask of it, how are you essential to my goals? Is it something that is old and can be removed? Sometimes we stay involved with committees, patterns, actions, people that are just old and don't serve our purpose that well. So in some cases, you should just remove them. Is it something that can be delegated? This doesn't have to be delegated to someone who actually works for you. If the task can be handled by someone else better, maybe you should invite them into the process. If it's personal, maybe you can pay for someone to do it, at least for a while, to give you some space. Focus on the biggest value. Focus on those tasks or projects that will deliver the biggest value or results. Here's an illustrative story about 2 journalists. One was busy with multiple so-so articles every week. The other worked on one seriously great article. The great article turned into a book which launched his career. Can you identify the tasks which, if done great, will have massive results? Here are some ways to tickle your thinking. Can you create persistent assets, a book, a web page or website, a standard process, or maybe even a tradition that affects multiple people at work? Can you find something painful for lots of people and just fix it? If there's information people are scrambling for, can you make it easy to find? If there's a manual process, can you streamline it, or even better, automate it? Can you tackle something which is special and valuable to others? This is especially important for stakeholders or customers. This is similar to eliminate, but think about commitments you have to people and ongoing activities. So simplify your commitments. Do you have committees you're a part of that should be cut? Yes, it's always good to be in the loop, but these can often take away from precious time. Extracurricular activities are important to successful work and life. But to enjoy them, they all need to be enjoyable, rather than adding to the stress. And sometimes we do extracurricular activities out of boredom or habit. But we need to find those we really want to say yes to, and then the rest say no. Does the commitment keep on giving versus being a done today, gone tomorrow task? In other words, are your commitments things that build value, creating a virtuous cycle? Or are they exhausting transactions? Batch small tasks. Think of creating buckets of similar tasks you tackle at once, rather than doing them in real time or ad hoc. These batches can be small, even just for 5 minutes, and maybe up to 30 minutes. Batch checking emails. Resist the urge to keep checking email. I know I do it too, but know that if you reduce the time and let it pile up for say 4 hours, then gun through them in a single batch, that will be a great form of productivity. Jot down all non-critical emails and or calls you need to send or respond to. And then batch them. As important as Big Rocks and MITs are, the real world still has little miscellaneous stuff that comes up. Ideally, you can eliminate or ignore them, but for those you can't, jot them down on your notebook as they come to mind and come up, and then batch them for later. For example, when reviewing notes or writing lists, I'll make a list of calls I need to do, and just go down that list in one fell swoop. It works great for emails and for scheduling appointments. Lump together more mindless tasks and do them in a batch, maybe even while listening to music. This could be filing, scanning, copying notes, entering business cards, wiping down your monitor. As they come up, set it aside for this batch. This is a good way to lump together the work avoidance tasks as well. So, what's next? Well, in the next module, I'll share how routines can make life more interesting, not boring. How to find those key routines to make life less stressful. A quick exercise to come up with routines that make sense, because a bad routine is like lifting heavy weights with the wrong posture. It'll hurt more over time. Until next time, get something done.